Yo, 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 Petey Grizz here. Gonna do a couple of the little guys today. Got a couple of the 2-layer 58mm knives to look at. First one I want to take a look at is the Rambler. This is one of my preferred 58 models. I almost always carry a 58 or like a 74mm Ambassador along with my 84s or 91s as a companion knife, often to supplement with the little scissors if I'm carrying a knife without scissors in it, or carrying a knife without a nail file, something like that. But the Rambler is a cool little extension on the classic model in that you've got the basic set of classic tools and then a couple little extra bells and whistles in there. So this one is dark forest green scales, Doro Rock Supply, whoever they are, fantastic. I picked this up. I think I bought like, I don't know, 30 or 40 of these for like 15 bucks a while ago, and got a ton of them, including a bunch of vintage ones, which was really cool. But I give these out to friends and stuff all the time because they're just handy, and it's just they're so cheap, so why not? But anyway, so we've got the cute little blade right there, and you'll notice on the 58s there's lack of real estate, so they put the 4-line tang stamp horizontally on the blade rather than vertically like on the medium size and large size knives, which, you know, it's cool. This blade's great for opening packages, you know, basic cutting needs. I mean, 90% of the time you don't need a large blade for anything. You know, for basic utility cutting that pocket knife does, this will get the job done, you know. Then we've got the scissors, just like on the classic, just like their bigger brothers. Fantastic little scissors. Great for cutting up strips of blotter paper, if you know what I mean. Perfect for cutting them little squares just right to divvy up. Got the SD nail file. When you get a classic, the classic used to have it, originally had it just a nail cleaning tip here, just came to a point, and there's the train right on time. That's the downside of shooting in Studio B while I watch baseball games, but I'm just gonna let her ride. The nail files originally had a crosscut file, and then later they went to this emery sandpaper granulated texture, whatever you want to call it. But one thing I prefer actually having the nail cleaner tip. I find this isn't as effective cleaning your nails out. Mine could use a cleaning right now, actually. And you know, I usually have a larger tool with better screwdrivers in it anyway, so I don't really need a screwdriver in my 58, my little companion knife. And then finally, the big feature of this knife is this interesting combo tool, which combines the wire stripping notch. I've actually tried to use this a few times. It works. It doesn't work as well as the ones on the Canon, where they kind of don't have it angled or the edge sharpened as much, but it'll do the job in a pinch. It'll strip 14 to 16 gauge, you know, housing wire, lamp cord, stuff like that. Car wiring maybe. You got your little bottle opener, does work well, and a decent little screwdriver here. And it works on small Phillips screws, but also the way it's angled, it works just fine in number 2 Phillips screws. So it'll do your medium screws as long as they're not too tight for the body of this to handle. And of course, we've got a toothpick and tweezers, you know. And you notice the toothpick and tweezers, for a long time, they've standardized them. They're all the same size, whether they're in a 91mm, a 111mm, or a 58mm. There was a time when they were all split. They had different sizes for different ones, but they realized that was just stupid, and now they just use the same ones. The only difference is since these mount in the center instead of on the corner of the scale, the head of it isn't angled. But that is the Rambler. Now on to the next one. Now this is an interesting knife. This is a Cavalier. A lot of people may not have even heard of the Cavalier. It kind of flew under the radar. I wasn't aware of it until I saw them for sale one day on eBay, brand new. And then I looked into them and found out they had been discontinued by Victorinox. You can still pick them up brand new, but they are not making this model any longer. But it's basically a slimmed down mini champ. It kind of rides between the Rambler and the mini champ. But anyway, what we've got in here is the main blade. Cool, I got the main blade. I thought I was going to get the nail file. That's got the 4-line tank stamp horizontally too. And this one, the scissors are on the same side as the main blade. Waka waka waka. Got a nail file with the reason I like this one is because it has the cleaning tip. So you get the nail file and you can get in there under your fingernails and get all that gunk out of there. Then we've got the, screwdriver and ruler combination. I mean, how often, I know for me, I'm always needing a ruler to measure something between 1 and 1 1/4 inches. So, this is just a totally useful and functional thing. But in all seriousness, I like that, squeezing in extra functionality where you can. Although I think there'd be a better way to do it than having a whole layer taken up by just this tool. But I do like that it allows you to have the screwdriver and the nail cleaning tip. That's what I like about it. And then we got a little controversial guy here. This is a cuticle pusher. Okay, yeah, it's a cuticle pusher. I guess that's for doing this. I guess they do that in salons or something. I don't know. I've never had a manicure, so I don't know. But I do know that, some people like to use them for the booger sugar. And, do as thy will, as long as it doesn't hurt others. So, but I don't recommend it. So, basically you got a little tiny spoon there. You can do nothing with it, basically. If it was longer, you could stir coffee with it, but I don't think you want to be dunking your whole knife in there. Then we've got the toothpick and the tweezers. And you'll notice that on both of these, I have turned the scales around because in default formation, they come with the shield towards the key ring and the tweezers and toothpicks pointing down. If you actually hang them on your keys, scale tools do have a tendency to work their way out over time. Let's see, now I'm wrong about that. Another cool thing about the Rambler, I think it's the Rambler. Yeah, the Rambler. One of the complaints about the Classic, and it's also present on that Cavalier, is that you'll notice the blade comes out, if I can find it, on the same side as the key ring. Kind of gets in your way a little bit. Kind of not a big deal, but kind of annoying at the same time. So I get why people don't like that. You can't really, it's not like scale tools where you can just turn the scales around and abracadabra, it's fixed. It would be a much more difficult and probably just not worth it operation. But the Rambler comes with that at the other end. So that's something to take into consideration. If you don't like the key ring down here on a Classic, get a Rambler and it's up here. Bing, bang, boom. Done deal. So that is the Cavalier and the Rambler. I'm going to get back to my Phillies game, and I will see you in the next one. PD Grizz out.